You know, you just hit me at the beginning when you were talking about being well and being healthy. And I listened to one of your tapes, and to be honest with you, I was very skeptical about this whole thing with Abraham until I listened to your CD where you talked to a man about ADHD. And something happened, and it just hit me in there, that there are answers out there. What I'm finding out that's going on in my life is that I have a terminal illness, and I've been under chemotherapy for about 24 months now. The first round was not successful, but I was so positive in my thinking, but yet it didn't work. You know, and I had this positive energy and positive flow. Now I'm finding myself, here I am in the same position. I have the same attitude that it's going to work. I'll be finished in 14 more weeks. You know, somebody will walk up to me and they'll say, Hi David, how are you today? And I'll say, I'm pretty sick today. But in reality, I'm not sick today. I'm David today. And that's what I want to get away from, is identifying myself with the illness. I am whole, I am complete, I am blessed, and I am healthy today. That's where I am. And so I would like to find somewhere to get centered with this thing.
First of all, we really meant it when we said that it does not matter where you are. You can get to where you want to be. No exceptions. You can feel the difference between Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma, Phoenix, Yuma. In other words, just going back and forth in the same place and continuing on your way to San Diego. And so once you understand what your emotions are telling you, then you can continue to go where you want to go. So your emotions are letting you know two things: how much energy you've got focused through by virtue of your desire, and more importantly, how much of that energy that is focused through you is being allowed by you right now in this moment. So most people are not aware of that. So the emotion that you feel is your indicator of what you're doing with energy. But if you don't know that, or you're like Esther has been in the last few days, where you really, really want something and it's really, really not happening, and you're really, really focused upon something that you really, really want, really, really not happening, and you just sort of become accustomed to that feeling of disconnection, so you don't let your emotions guide you in the way that they are meant to. So if you harbor that negative emotion for a period of time, until it begins to feel normal, it's normal to feel ornery, or it's normal to feel angry, or it feels normal to be depressed, then what happens is the next level, you might say, or indicator of resistance shows up. So it might be a headache, it might be an ulcer, it might be an ache in your back, it might be an ache in your knee. In other words, through the path of least resistance, it will manifest within you in some way. And if you still don't do something about releasing the resistance, if you still hold yourself in that strong tug of war where lots of energy is being pulled through you and you're not allowing it to flow, then it manifests in some stronger form. And that's what every illness is, no matter what the label. That's what every single one of them are. You certainly are not the disease, and the disease is not even your creation in the sense that it is something that you are at all stuck with. It seems, because it is manifest, that it is something that deserves more of your attention. But we would like the disease to be as fleeting to you as negative emotion is fleeting to you. But then we also want to say, if you're in this strong place of negative emotion, it's not the easiest thing in the world to get all of the way over here to positive emotion. And that's what people keep thinking they need to do with diseases that have come on them in a very gradual way. In other words, we don't want you to go from sick to perfectly well overnight any more than we would expect you to go from depression to ecstasy in a moment. We think that there is a bridging process. And so here is what we're getting at. In that feeling of disempowerment, as you reach for some angry thoughts, your disease, and we're not assigning it to you or even giving you license to own it, the disease that you are talking about will change, because the disease of anger is a different disease than the disease of disempowerment. But if you're focused upon the physical manifestation of it, now whatever it is is in your vibrational awareness, and so you continue to hold it as it is. That is the reason that after diagnosis, all diseases become more, because once a spotlight is shined on it, until there is belief that something else is happening to diminish it, very often the disease grows dramatically in the beginning, especially after diagnosis. As non-physical physicians, we want to treat your energy field, understanding that your body will follow. And we want you to let your emotions be the way that you guide that. So you're wise to take the manifestation out of the equation altogether and just start paying attention to the way you feel. And we have to say to you, the energy that we feel from you now is not the kind of energy that would create the disease that you are experiencing. It's the kind of energy that can maintain it once it got started. But if you knew then what you know now, it wouldn't have gotten a foothold to begin with. And in that same light way, we're wanting to say to you, you can let loose of it too. Now, we're not encouraging you to discontinue any treatment. We're not encouraging you to take any different action that you're taking. We're just encouraging you that from this moment forward, that you begin saying and really meaning it. Nothing is more important than I feel good, and I'm going to reach for the best feeling thought that I can find. The best feeling thought that I have access to. Not the best feeling thought that anybody has ever thought. Not the best feeling thought that I've ever thought. Just the best feeling thought that I can find right here and now. And then when you find it, take your place, stabilize, acknowledge that you found it, feel joy that you found it, pat yourself on the back that you deliberately found it, and say, I'm on my way to San Diego. And never mind where I am, I'm on my way to San Diego. And as people call and say, you're still in Yuma? You're still in Yuma? I thought that treatment would have been helping you more. You're still in Yuma? You just say, hey, I'm on the way. I'm not taking score about where I am. My destination is clear, the energy is moving, and I'm on the way.
I'm stuck in Junction.
You're really not at all. Not at all. So, it's harder once something manifests, because now you've got that you're focused upon or worried about. But even with manifestation of something not wanted, if it begins to matter to you how you feel, and now you know about this vibrational meter. Do you believe us? Do you hear us when we say that you are an extension of source energy and that well-being is who you really are? And that you would be utterly well if you hadn't picked up some thoughts along your physical trail? We really want you to not ever again beat up on yourself about where you are. It does not matter where you are. Everybody's in a different place, and where you are is where you are. And the universe knows where you are and knows where you want to be. There's no judgment about where you are. There's no reason for embarrassment about where you are. In other words, we would never want you to say, I'm in the opposite place of where I want to be and that's just fine. That's not focusing energy. But we would like you to get a handle on the energy that you are summoning. We'll offer some words and you tell us which it feels most like. Does it feel like determined or frightened?
Determined.
That feels right to us. Does it feel like determined or hopeful?
At this point, determined and half hopeful.
So, hopeful. Does it feel possible or impossible?
Possible.
Does it feel possible or probable?
Probable.
Does it feel like probable or certain? Probable.
Probable.
It feels probable. So now, in light of this range of emotion, probable's not too bad, is it? In other words, when you think about utter disempowerment, or when you think about anger, is there any anger?
No.
We don't feel it. Do you? So here you are in this probable place. So, probable. From probable to knowing is really a piece of cake. Once your energy is in this place. Now, we think that if we had been visiting with you some time ago, that you wouldn't be in this place of probable. You've done a good job of bringing yourself into this place where you, for the most part, expect that what you want will be. And so now we say, that's why your treatments are working. It's only a matter of time. You're on your way to full recovery. It has to be. The energy says it's that. The way you feel says it's that. Your tests are saying it is that. You're done. You have to find the feeling place of what you're reaching for. So Esther sat on the porch and breathed and pretended that it was raining and pretended that she could smell it and pretended that she could feel it and forgot that it was not raining. And in that moment, it began to rain. So yesterday, after 9 months of surveys and permits and couriers and faxes and phone calls, and you need one more thing and you need one more thing, and the red tape and bureaucracy of city and county governments, still no electricity in the building. And so Esther said, "Electricity, come to me. I've been good. I've been patient. I paid all the money. We signed all the documents. We did our part. We really need it." And then Esther remembered the day it rained. So she sat in her chair and she closed her eyes and she started in a different place than she did with the rain. With the rain, she was in a more positive place. With the electricity, she was in a place of disempowerment. And she tried to find the feeling place of the electricity. And then she thought about all of the men who had been stringing the wires and all of the effort that had gone in. And even though the electricity was not turned on, she was a little surprised and moderately disappointed to find a wafting of appreciation muting her anger. And she realized that she had not had access to appreciation from her place of disempowerment. But somewhere in her moving through her angry rage, she found a feeling of appreciation. And then she began focusing upon all of the people who had been involved in assisting her in accomplishing this seeming dilemma. She thought about the phone calls that had been made and the faxes that had been made and the couriers that had been run and the surveys that had been made. She thought about the people who had called her and returned her calls and kept her abreast of what was happening. And she thought about the people that had been well-wishing and the people that had been crossing their fingers and the people that had been hoping. And then she found herself with not a smidgen of anger. She found herself resting joyously and breathing easily for the first time in days in the energy that she is accustomed to. And the telephone rang. And the person on the other end said, "We have one last piece and it is on the way to the courier now." And Esther said, "Then you think it's going to happen?" And he said, "There is no way that it will not happen now." It would hurt Esther's feelings if she knew, so don't tell her. That the timing could have been different if she had felt for the rain of electricity sooner. There is something about physical stuff, especially when it has to do with digging dirt and moving wires, that feels so tangible and so physical that it feels like we have to do it the way the world does it. And what we're wanting you to understand is that there is a current upon which all things flow. All things flow. And it is the current that creates worlds. And when you are in alignment with this current, all things that you desire fall easily into place. Oh, you are part of the powerful desire. You are part of what made the wanting so keen. But wanting without allowing is unpleasant desire. And wanting with believing is the most delicious, most life-giving state of being that anyone could ever find. You are the creator of your reality, and everything that comes to you comes by virtue of that which you have given your attention to. And there is no desire that is not unfolding, but you have your key on the timing of all of this.